Please welcome Will Dowling and Vicki Bruns from ConnectWise.
All right.
Good morning, everyone.
Hey, everyone.
Welcome to another day at IT Nation.
Welcome. How's everybody feeling this morning, huh? All right.
Did you guys have a lot of fun last night at the welcome reception? I know I did.
I know. I got some extra pep in my step this morning because it's the product keynote.
It is. I'm so excited. As product marketing manager for the Asio platform, I'm literally vibrating with excitement.
Hold on, wait. Let me feel it.
Vibrating?
Nope.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right,
All right.
good. We're great.
the same
We're
level.
great. All
We're
right.
good.
So it was awesome last night. We had to meet so many vendors, right?
Yes. There were so many vendors out there. I hope everybody made it to the Solutions Pavilion. We have an awesome giveaway. Don't forget, ThreatLocker is giving away a Mustang, right?
Look, if you want a free car, there's an opportunity for you.
Yes.
Here. Go get your free car. All you have to do, fill out the sheet, send it to them, and you might win.
You know what I love about the Solutions Pavilion is
What's
the
that?
creativity that these vendors bring to this event.
Yes.
I mean, they leave it all out there for you. And I just wanted to make sure that everybody knows there are QR codes at the top right-hand corner of every vendor booth. Make sure that you vote for your favorites because tomorrow we're going to have vendor awards and we're going to be recognizing the best in show, the most innovative solutions. And so make sure that when you go back out there to the Solutions Pavilion today that you vote for your favorites.
Yeah, absolutely. Show the vendors you love a little bit of love. That way, they can get bragging rights. So speaking of vendors.
Speaking of vendors, we've got Evergreen.
Yeah, we've got Evergreen coming onto the stage. So let's go ahead and bring out Evergreen for a quick update.
Wait, is Montel Jordan joining us again?
No, I don't think
Oh,
he's
okay,
joining
all
us
right.
again
He
this
left.
time.
That
All
was
right.
a lot of fun, though, wasn't it, folks?
Yeah, right? How awesome was that? All right, so let's go ahead and bring out Evergreen for a quick update from Sydney Hockett and Craig Fulton.
Put your hands together.
Morning, everyone. I'm Sydney Hockett. I'm the Vice President of M&A at Evergreen, and I think you know my friend here.
Yep, you thought I was gone. Thanks for having me. Craig Fulton, if you don't know, and good morning, everyone. We're excited to be here and have a bigger presence in the IT nation. And how about that opening act yesterday, Montel Jordan? This is how we do it. How many people thought I was coming out to rap? Show of hands. I'm going to do that next year, maybe.
He's actually really good.
Yeah.
Well, you may be wondering, who is Evergreen? What is Craig doing on stage with us? And to introduce a little bit about us, we are a holding company that is a permanent home for MSPs and a partner in the next phase of your growth and legacy. We were actually originally inspired by Berkshire Hathaway and Warren Buffett's model of value investing, and we really wanted to bring that to smaller businesses. Fast forward 6 years now, and we're now home to over 70 MSPs across the US, Canada, and most recently the UK.
And who would have thought that 15, 20, 25 years ago, even maybe further back than that managed services and recurring revenue would be that thing that turns your business into a huge financial investment. And I don't want to take away from the fact that your business provided you a career, your friends, your family, growth for your community, but it's always a good time to ensure you're thinking about what's next, right? Set up your business to provide an even greater financial freedom one day. Now, since joining the Evergreen team, I've been asked many questions, but most importantly, how does Evergreen do business?
It's a great question, Craig. Definitely a little bit different. Because we are partnering with businesses for the long term, and by long term, we really do mean forever, we really care about what happens next. And most importantly, we care about the people, both the employees and the customers. There's really no business without them. We operate our businesses on a decentralized model where we retain brands, teams, culture, all of the things that you all have spent decades building and that make your businesses great.
And I think that's a great fit for this community. That's why I love being here. So the next question I usually get, Sydney, what is my business worth? And I know it's great, right, for any business owner to know that. Your business may be ready now for that next step, or you may need to get focused on what you need to do to build value. And we want to help guide you. I understand this is not a simple process, but we've made it easy to get started. We want to be your partner in this journey, and you can get started right here at IT Nation Connect.
That's right. For better or for worse, we've done this hundreds of times at this point. So not only do we understand MSP's businesses, we've also really dialed what it takes to accurately value a business. This number is going to be a great proxy for what your biggest financial asset is worth. We're happy to talk about what that looks like, whether it's because you want to sell now or you'd like to understand what you need to do to get to where you need to be. We help our businesses grow through a variety of different levers, including cost and pricing strategies, new business acquisition, managing vendor contracts. I mean, who out there has thought about at least one of these at some point? Hopefully, all of you. While we do all of these things within our businesses at Evergreen, we're more than happy to share what we've learned to help the entire community be successful, whether or not you end up joining Evergreen down the road.
And you can get started now. QR code there on your seats. Put some stickers there. Go ahead and put those stickers on things. But once they complete that, and it's just 5 simple questions, what happens next?
Another good question. Once you have a high-level idea of your valuation, you're probably wondering, what form does this come in? How do I see this value? Every deal looks a little bit different, and it's really going to depend on the buyer, the profile of your business, and ultimately what you are solving for. You can probably expect some combination of cash, earnouts, rollover equity, but at the end of the day, it really depends on your personal, financial, and business involvement goals. Spend some time thinking about how different forms of value would solve for your needs, and then talk to buyers like us about what their deal structures look like. How can we help set up your future and the next phase of your life and your business?
This is great. Thank you. Demystifying the M&A process. So thank you, Sydney. Thank you, IT Nation, for having us. Sydney and I, along with Ramsey Sayoun, co-founder of Evergreen, we're here if you want to talk. Have a great event, everyone. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you so much, Evergreen. Hey, who wants a hat from Craig Fulton and the Evergreen team?
Hats everywhere, love it. All right, so guys, I can't wait to see what CW has in store for us in the product keynote. So,
are you ready to get this started? Who's ready to see some demos?
All right, let's get this started.
Let's get the show
Have a
on the
great
road.
We've been growing and evolving together since the beginning, evolving our solutions based on you, your business, your needs, and your clients. And we're not stopping now. We're not simply adding AI to our solutions. We're fusing AI and automation to create hyperautomation. Hyperautomation purpose-built for TSPs to bring forth the next evolution of the Asio platform.
Please welcome General Manager of the Asio platform for ConnectWise, Jeff Bishop.
All right, welcome to the ConnectWise Innovation Keynote. How did I know that somehow Craig Fulton was going to find his way back up on stage yet again for another one? Thank you, Craig. All right, I hope you had a great time last night, and thank you for getting up very, very early to come visit us for this one. My name, again, is Jeff Bishop, the General Manager of the Asio platform, and I'll be your MC for today's conversation. You know what the great thing is about being the MC? Is I get to go off script. I kind of get to do a little bit about whatever I want out here. So I decided I'm going to pull up Sidekick and ask it to give me my opening keynote here real quick. 1 second. Okay. Sidekick. Can you please give me my opening keynote? Got it. AI. Thank you. I'll be right. No. I think he put it in there. All right. Anyway, I will be joined shortly by a great group of senior leaders that will walk us through the amazing things we're going to do to help you drive your success. Yesterday, we talked about the journey together. We took a look at the shifts that will shape the MSP industry, at the transformation and adaptation required to stay relevant, at the roadmap that's taking MSPs from being break-fix to service providers, and at the new technology revolution that will create disruption, business innovation, and huge opportunities. Yesterday, you got a glimpse of how Asio automation and AI will help you blur those digital and physical boundaries. And these next few years, we will see that the companies who lean into technology and its strengths of analysis to augment their teams will free up their colleagues to focus on higher level strategic initiatives that will help them both become more operationally efficient and help differentiate themselves in the market. I have no doubt that you, the IT nation, will be the leaders that will make all this a reality. So let me say on behalf of all the ConnectWise colleagues here in the room today and throughout the building today, they're all getting ready, that we are very honored that you are allowing us to go on that journey with you. Now, on that note, let's shift into what we all came here to talk about, how ConnectWise is reimagining all aspects of our portfolio to help you realize your vision of success. 2 years ago, almost to the day, I came out here and we introduced ConnectWise Asio, a concept that was more than just stitching together integrations. Asio was designed as a true, modern, multi-tenant, multi-tier platform as a service that would provide a go-forward foundation for the IT nation ecosystem, a purpose-built solution for the MSP space. Asio allows us to deliver a modern user experience, centralize disparate data sets, build new products faster, and to create automation that can span the entire ecosystem. This centralization of data allows us to put AI at the center of our platform, creating insights and automation that span products in ways that we never could as decoupled services. Built to grow with you, the Asio platform can effortlessly scale with your growing business needs to accommodate increasing workloads and expanding customer base. We want this to be the platform that provides you your choice and unlocks your ability to focus on your business instead of spending so much time integrating and configuring solutions together. And most importantly, it's real. It's here today. You saw how real it was yesterday up here in the keynote. So we're going to go through. Asio continues to evolve every single week. So far this year, we have expanded our hosting of Asio into Europe. We've had over 250 releases this year, and we've launched over 400 net new improvements, including 18 new services, a couple of them you got to see yesterday, and many more that I would love to introduce you to today. We don't have the time today to go through all 18 services in detail, so stick with me on this. We're going to go really, really quick. We have our updated authentication services with support for Duo, MFA, Okta, Amazon Azure, just to name a few. And don't forget, we support the ability to use multiple identity providers at the same time. So if you want to use Azure AD for your team and maybe Okta for one of your Streamline IT groups, feel free. We also just introduced a new custom authorization service, so our partners can create custom roles and permissions inside of Asio and with RMM and vulnerability management. We launched a new Asio Global Search. This new search is going through all the different domains and bringing that information to you that is relevant. As part of the new UI that you got to see a little bit of yesterday, we also introduced dark mode. All right. And for everybody who gave me a hard time about this yesterday, it is real, it is there. We had to make some modifications and get it up. We also introduced, along with the dark mode, language translations. We have over 10 language translations available inside of Asio that are there today. What I personally love is how the green and some of these colors are popping up on this dark blue. I love where this is going. We also have our new, completely revamped Asio ticketing screen. This new service has a huge focus on the conversational area of the ticket. It supports attachments, CCAS, a rich text editor, textual pods, so much. It's a complete revamp of where so many of you as a service technicians are going to live every single day. We hope that you're going to really enjoy that. Asio Ticket is currently working for the RMM and the security products in Asio, but Jake and I have an agreement. We're going to make sure that this comes to the PSA going into the first half of next year. All right? And in true platform as a service fashion, as you'll be able to see up here, we can easily start to add and remove pods, reorient things, move things around up on the screen. Each of these pods that you're seeing, affected devices, time tracking, perform resolutions, you're seeing the Sidekick, all of those pods can be moved around. You can change the column and structures, so anything you want to do. We also added a new notification service. If you're going to have email, you got to make sure that you can send those templated notifications out. It has drag and drop variable capability. It currently works with email. Very quickly, we'll start to support Teams and other communication methods. All right. There's a new completely revamped marketplace for reviewing and enabling integrations and to make your world super easy as you're starting to go and turn on and enable these different integrations. After you get through putting in your different credentials, get it set up, takes a couple of quick seconds. Now, at that point, you've got to start to set up multiple users. You got all those different companies you got to map. How about we just go ahead and add AI intelligence so that we can automatically map those up for you, give you that quick visualization, let you approve it, and go. All right? Then, on top of that, a big request that we've seen from a lot of our partners is to add and consolidate our end user portal. So what you're seeing now is the brand new ConnectWise end user portal built on top of Asio. We're bringing forward the ability for you to create one individual end user portal for all of your companies, or one portal for each and every single one, with full control over the branding, the CSS, the customization. It currently works with RMM and Screen Connect so that your customers can log in, launch get access to the devices and launch those sessions, or submit tickets, and all aspects of all services are going to start to show up there over the first half of next year. All right? Well, if you're going to have an end user portal, you also need to be able to create dynamic forms, service catalogs. So we have a brand new form designer that we're introducing into platform. It's down in the solution view. You can start to see how it's all going to work. This same form is also how you implement the input fields for the RPA and the workflow engines as well. All right. A very useful new project that I think a lot of you are going to really love. Real quick pause. How many of you are 100% sure that you're invoicing every single thing to your partners, your clients, every day, every month? I'm looking for hands. I got one. All right, out of 4,000 of you. All right, this is here to try to help out with that, okay? Our new unified billing, ingestion, and mapping service allows you to bring in any of these CSVs, any of these APIs. It gives you a complete mapping engine so you can map all the companies or the vendors to inside of Asio into your PSA. It also then lets you map up to the products and down into the agreements, and in the very future state, it's also going to start to give you reconciliation information and let you know, hey, these things aren't mapped. Hey, you went up for about 20% on this product line. You might want to go check it out utilizing the notification system and the workflow inside of Asio. All right, so, and this is already down at the booth. You can see it working with our PSA. And one of my absolute favorites is our new assignments service. To-do lists, tasks, how do you keep track of all that? We just get this out the door into an EA, and it's down in the Solution Pavilion. It will be fully released before the end of the year. These tasks, you can start to assign out to anybody within your team. It's accessible throughout the different UI, and if you have to, you can assign them to yourself. Future state, our goal is to make sure that we can tie this in with our partner, Microsoft. Okay, you got to see our workflow engine the other day. I hope everybody is starting to sign up for that program. Drag and drop, 30 different products, hundreds of different actions and triggers are already there, and we're going to quickly accelerate that. And our new chat bot, the RPA bots inside of the PSA with over 130 of those. You know that one's real. Thanks to Walt for coming up here and actually testing the demo gods and making sure that we could bring that to you. So I know that's a ton. I didn't get through all 18 services, and I threw a lot at you very quickly, but I wanted to make sure that you understood that Asio is real, that we're bringing this forward to you today, and we want to make sure that you get to see it down at the Solution Pavilion. The Asio team will be down across the hall to be there with you. So on that note, why don't we go ahead and bring out our EVP and General Manager of Unified Monitoring Management, Amir Karim. Amir, come on out and join us. Welcome.
Thank you, Jeff. It's great to be here, IT Nation.
Amir, we saw it yesterday. Your team has been crushing it all year long. I think I saw stats of like 300 net new features that were added to the products, and the teams are doing such a great job on both RMM and Automate. How about walking us through a few of those updates and what you have planned for the rest of the year?
Absolutely. Let me start by saying it's been a busy year for all of us. Our teams have been working on some amazing things, and I can't wait to share them. All right, let's talk about one of our most beloved and powerful products, Automate. The product teams have been hard at work on many fronts. First, let's talk about quality. This year alone, they resolved over 300 known issues. Yes, I said 300.
Oh, come on, all the Automate users. That's throwing out 300? Fantastic.
Second, we added much needed features. and enhanced Automate with over 80 new updates. Yeah, 80. Third, it was all about helping you do more, especially when your business depends on it. For example, Automate partners processed over 80 million scripts this year alone. Wow, that's just unbelievable. Finally, as I've said before, we are fully committed to investing in Automate, and we'll continue to do so. We know this community has invested in years of optimizing and customizing Automate to the way you like it, and we want to help you build on it.
As I said, Amir, it sounds like the Automate team has been extremely busy. So I think I keep hearing these rumors about end of life. I think that this starts to put that to bed, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, good. It's exciting to see how this product has started to evolve, and I'm sure the IT Nation really appreciates the commitment. What's next?
Well, Jeff, I can't wait to share what's on the horizon for Automate. In fact, we're working on bringing Automate closer to Asio and adding hyper-automation so partners can get the best of both worlds. So stay tuned. All right, with that, let's shift gears to ConnectWise RMM. Just like Automate, the RMM team undertook the exercise to address many known issues and optimize performance. I'm proud to say that we closed over 400 known issues and at the same time added 250 new features and enhancements. The list is just too long. With Asio, we can now update rapidly and bring out new innovative capabilities faster than any other RMM tool out there. ConnectWise RMM was able to resolve over 6 million. Yeah, 6 million.
6?
Yeah, I said that 6.
Okay, let's make sure I heard that right.
Automatically with our built-in automation and assistance with our NOC services.
It's 80 million and 6 million. I mean, these are, everybody here is extremely busy, or no, you're saving them a ton of time.
Absolutely.
Okay, so what else do you have to share with us today?
Well, I'm glad you asked. All right, earlier this year, we announced network monitoring and management in partnership with Aavik. As you can see, this is directly integrated into RMM. You can get instant visibility into your client's network environment, detect new network devices, monitor the performance, and stay on top of any network issues. The best part is, there's no need to buy a separate tool to manage your network devices because now it comes with RMM.
Man, this is fantastic. I love how it's integrated right into the same experience. I'm sure that this is going to save partners a ton of time.
It does, and our partners are already seeing the value and enjoying the simplicity. All right, you know, many of you have also said how difficult it is to manage the cloud workloads to the same level as other devices, toggling back and forth between client tenants, setting up individual notification alerts, monitoring emails, and much more. Well, that's about to change today.
All right.
Introducing Cloud Monitoring and Management for RMM. With this new capability, you can easily pull in all of your clients' Azure tenants and have real-time visibility into all the relevant information to monitor the health and availability of the cloud workloads. And, of course, ensure that each workload is up and running, and if needed, you can start, stop, restart any of the workloads right within RMM. Talk about simplicity. Let me show you how easy it is to set up and use. Starting with a simple setup wizard, you can easily connect your client's Azure tenant and map company insights. Then you have complete visibility into your client's workload and real-time status. From here, you can decide to take action on those workloads. You can utilize out-of-box alerts or set up your own. And when needed, we have a deep link directly into Azure. As you can see, enabling cloud monitoring within RMM is simple and saves time for your technicians.
All right, so let me make sure we do a quick recap here. So the team so far has implemented network monitoring, cloud monitoring, all into the RMM and the go forward. This is a massive step forward to that underlying monitoring and management that you started talking about last year.
Yes, it does. But guess what? We're not done yet. We want to solve another major problem for our partners. Guess what? It's all about backups, ensuring backups happen on time and as scheduled. We know many of you have multiple backup vendors that you manage today. Some of them have 5, 6, maybe more.
8, 9, okay, let's keep going. All right, keep going.
It can get cumbersome to understand which backups have completed and which have failed. To make your lives easier, we're excited to share the addition of backup monitoring and management to RMM. With backup monitoring, you now have the single source of truth for all your backups. Think of it as a window into all your clients' backup environment, whether it's servers, desktops, virtual machines, or on-prem, cloud, SaaS, doesn't matter. The goal here was to help you save time with an aggregated view of all your backups. All right, let me show you how it works. Like cloud monitoring, setting it up is simple with a guided wizard, enabling the monitoring of various backup vendors. Initially, we're rolling out support for Acronis, Axient, and Veeam, and other backup vendors will follow shortly. Once it's configured, backup monitoring is ready to use. You can drill into a backup job by the company or status. It's just that simple. And if you already integrate into one of those vendors into RMM, guess what? It's already ready out of the box.
I really do love the backup dashboard that you got here. I see the ability to correlate and display insights and actions across many different backup vendors in a single interactive dashboard. I know from experience that correlating data between products can be complex, but it looks like you're doing almost everything that everybody here is going to need. Is that true?
Kind of.
Okay.
It's not in autopilot mode yet, but it will save the time digging through all the information and trying to log in separate backup portals and trying to do that all manually. See, you might have to keep an eye out on a few things, but as you can see, we've made this super simple. And another important capability that's built on top of the Asio platform. I know I talked about several new capabilities, adding to the RMM, network, cloud, and now backup monitoring. But
a lot.
We have one last piece to help bring it all together. We're excited to announce our new interactive dashboard. This was the missing piece to help us deliver on our vision, where RMM is your single source of truth for your entire environment. This is now going to become the first thing you check in the morning. Instead of that newspaper, you open it up and see how the environment feels. Looks good? It's as simple as it looks. The dashboard is the command center, giving you a single view into all your critical items. And the best part is, it's actionable, which means you can drill down immediately about anything. For example, the dashboard can show you a percentage of unprotected devices, allowing the technicians to instantly resolve issues and ensure the devices are protected again.
All right, Amir, you know that I really wanted to demo this earlier in the stage. I love where the dashboard is going and how it's going to come together for the RMM across all of Asio, especially as all the other product lines start to move into the same exact dashboard concept.
I agree. In fact, it's great to see that we're delivering on the vision that we've been setting out over the last few years. This is time to truly change what RMM is today and tomorrow. Last year, I discussed how many MSPs use multiple tools and manage their clients' IT environment. The daunting task of dealing with different consoles, logins, user experiences, and much more. We knew there was a better way to bring it all together into a single experience. So we reimagined what an RMM could be by adding network, cloud, and backup monitoring. I'm excited to share that we're calling this Unified Monitoring and Management. It's the natural evolution for RMM, where we bring complete visibility and control and monitoring and automation and hyper-automation and AI and much more into a single pane of glass. While the rest of the industry has been thinking about this, I'm excited to announce this is available today. Yes, today and only from ConnectWise.
Well, you said that, but so how does everybody get their hands on this? How do they start using and playing with all this net new capability?
I'm sure I knew you were going to ask that. So, as everyone's probably curious, how do they get some of these capabilities? Earlier this year, in anticipation for our evolution to UMM, we introduced 3 new UMM packages to make it easy for partners to get these capabilities, all bundled together. These new packages are designed to grow with your needs and help you save money versus trying to buy these capabilities separately. Starting with Essentials, then Pro, and then Premium. All these packages are available today. All right, that wraps it up. Everything I shared with you is all built on our Asio platform, the only purpose-built hyper-automation platform designed for MSPs. I can't wait for you all to experience this and much more. please stop by the Solutions Pavilion to learn more about it. All right.
Is that, Amir, backup, networking, cloud, dashboard, unified marketing management. I just want to make sure we get a quick recap for everybody. Everybody, can we please thank Amir for coming out here on stage to walk us through everything? All right. Thanks a lot, Amir. Thank you. All right. As Amir just showed you, it's so much easier for our teams to create net new innovation and solutions and experiences on top of Asio. Our next speaker knows a ton about consolidating and correlating together data to surface insights and solve problems, and is also making huge shifts towards Asio. Please welcome to the stage Rafael Marti, General Manager of Cybersecurity. All right, they're all yours.
Thank you, Jeff. Hello, IT Nations. Great to be back again. Let's talk about cybersecurity, shall we?
Let's do it. Unless you want to talk about something else. No? Stay with cybersecurity? All right, let's stay with there. Okay.
Why don't we start with one of our flagship product lines, ConnectWise MDR. You know, endpoint protection is probably the most important starting point in any security journey, helping you keep the malicious actors at bay. But endpoint protection is only as good as your ability to monitor the detections and escalations and respond to them. Building your own 24/7 security operations center that monitors all of your endpoints is very costly and resource intensive. This is where the ConnectWise MDR service has been built for. When talking to our MDR partners, we find that our unique approach to delivering managed detection and response with a focus on remediation and human touch, rather than just forwarding alerts, is really key for you to work with us. Now, we know that choice is very important for you. To support that choice, we have announced 2 additions to our MDR service portfolio over the last month. In addition to our existing MDR service with SentinelOne and Bitdefender, we now also support the option to bring your own licenses for SentinelOne, rather than the licenses being part of the MDR service. And we also launched our MDR service for Microsoft Defender for Business. We're very excited to be working with Microsoft to bring you the best possible MDR service on top of Defender for Business, purpose-built for MSPs. Now, this is only the first step in our relationship with Microsoft, and you will see us expand on that over the next month. If you want to learn more about the collaboration with Microsoft, please join us for the keynote of Microsoft this afternoon at 4:45.
All right. I know a lot of our security partners use the PSA, specifically for dealing with tickets. Is there a way for them to work with this new MDR changes that you've just implemented?
There is. We actually greatly improved the way that you can interact with our SOC. Do we have any PSA users in the audience?
1 or 2? Come on.
Everybody's
All right.
asleep here.
Can't see them. Go ahead.
We've built an integration between our PSA ticketing and our SOC that allows for a bi-directional ticket synchronization.
So partners can now stay within the PSA for all things MDR.
That's right, for almost all things, mostly like managing all the tickets and that. But it's really one less console that you have constantly to pay attention to, right?
All right. So that was MDR. What kind of reimagination do you have in store for everybody out here around the ConnectWise SIM?
You know, for the SIM, we're launching a new feature under the umbrella of enhanced alerting and correlation. We're extending the detection engine of the SIM to allow for the expression of more sophisticated attack patterns. Namely, the ability to detect attacks by looking at sequences of actions. This will both increase the ability to detect more sophisticated attacks and also reduce the number of false positives for attack patterns that we could just previously not really express. To give you an idea of what types of new attacks we can detect, let me give you 2 examples. First, we have a rule that detects multiple failed MFA logins shortly followed by a successful login. In some cases, we even see those MFA logins happening so fast, it would be humanly impossible to type them that fast. So it's really a great detection capability at finding successful automated attacks. The second example is where someone clicks on a suspicious link and very quickly followed by a password change. This is a prime example where an attacker is phishing a user's credentials and then quickly locks the user out to go ahead and further abuse the newly gained access. We have many more detection rules within our SIM that are leveraging this enhanced capability, as you can see right here behind me on the screen.
I know that you've also been releasing a number of back-end capabilities for the SIM. Do the users have to build their own configurations to use these?
You know, this is an area where we're putting a lot of energy into right now. Rather than releasing these things like additional data integrations and reporting features and detection methods and relying on you, the user, to build your own content to make use of them, we're flipping that a little bit on its head. We're getting much more use case driven.
So, I'm a layman here. Can you help me out? What does that actually mean?
Well, look, to make use of a lot of these features, right, you have to go and you need to build content within the SIM to use those features. And by content, I mean things like alerts, dashboards, reports, basically all the things that you can configure within the SIM platform. We're trying to release major features along with content that actually uses those features, right? An example of that is the new content collection for the Microsoft stack. This new collection provides alerts and dashboards for a lot of the Microsoft ecosystem, such as Microsoft Azure, SharePoint Online, Office 365 productivity apps, Microsoft Teams, OneDrive, and so on. This greatly improves the situational awareness across your entire Microsoft estate. Going forward, you can expect a lot more use case-driven content to show up in the SIM, helping you get an even deeper understanding of your security postures across all of your customers.
I'm a very visual person. I love how this looks. I'm watching them all interact and move and change up there. All right, this makes a ton of sense to me. I'd like to shift towards a more use case-driven approach across the SIM platforms. Now that we have some, you want to walk us through this?
So we have some international partners here, right? And I have an announcement for you that you're probably going to like. We now have the ability to host your log data with AWS's Ireland region. So this is really something that a lot of our European partners have been asking us for. You know, well, you were able before to run our SIM even under GDPR regulated environments, but this is definitely going to help you simplify that process and will also help in the sales conversations.
So you're basically following suit with the way Asio is and starting to move into the international regions as well. Great to hear that the SIM is now available there as well. You mentioned before that you already have a few security solutions on Asio. Vulnerability management I'm aware of. What else?
So on vulnerability management, up to now, it was an endpoint-based vulnerability scanner that worked in conjunction with RMM. You had to have an RMM agent on a machine, and you were able to scan to understand what vulnerabilities were present on that device. We're releasing 2 extensions to vulnerability management today. The first one is the ability to run independent of RMM. You can deploy the scanner on any device to gain visibility into its vulnerabilities, and then manage them within Asio. No need to have an RMM agent on there initially. In addition, we're also releasing the ability to scan for vulnerabilities over the network. This has been a blind spot for us so far, right? If you had any IoT devices in your network, such as robots or hair dryers or TVs, you were not able to get an inventory of all their vulnerabilities as you just couldn't deploy a scanner to them. Now, you can have all of them scanned, no device left behind.
All right, everybody real quick. I heard one person over starting to applaud. How excited are you about this network discovery? All right. You know, Rafi, it wasn't too long ago I was reading about a fish tank thermometer that IP enabled, it got hacked. So, all right, so this is important. Make sure you're getting this implemented, especially if you have fish tanks with IP enabled
hair dryers.
Yeah, or hair dryers. All right, thank you. Okay, summarize this again for me. What all is new inside of vulnerability management?
So to summarize, here's what's going on. You understand what's running on your network. You compile an inventory of all the vulnerabilities across managed and unmanaged devices, so the ones you can put an agent on and the ones you can't. Prioritize your vulnerabilities to help you focus patching the most important ones first, right? And then you can use RMM patching to automatically patch those vulnerabilities found by the scanner. That's an incredible time saver and goes beyond just finding vulnerabilities to letting you actually manage them.
That is pretty awesome. I love how you're tying it in with the RMM patching.
I think so too, yeah.
All right, so from a security portfolio, SaaS Security Essentials is also in Asio. What all have you done there?
So this is where it's getting really interesting.
Okay.
Jeff, you talked about hyper-automation quite a bit over the last couple of days.
I have.
And especially also about the workflow engine within Asio. We have tied SaaS Security Essentials into the workflow engine by allowing alerts to trigger workflows. For now, it can create tickets in the Asio ticketing capability, but within the next couple of weeks, we'll also be able to launch an automatic remediation where you can lock out users and shut down their open sessions, an essential capability to stop hackers in their tracks. By the way, we didn't just hook up SaaS Security into the workflow engine. We're also finishing up some work to tie in vulnerability management into it. Imagine all the workflows you can now create, mashing up vulnerability triggers with RMM triggers and SaaS security actions. This is just super powerful.
Look, everybody I've been talking to about workflow and automation, they just keep coming up with new ideas. They're dreaming about how they can start to solve problems that they really weren't sure how they could do it. This is really, really powerful. Now, one last question for you, Rafi. In your security stack, you also have third-party products that our partners want to manage with their PSA and their RMM products. What news do you have for them about that?
Well, for all of you who have been using Bitdefender as your EDR or through our MDR service, you had access to great integrations with the PSA and RMM for a while. If you are a SentinelOne user, you didn't really have access to those integrations yet. But we're catching up. We're releasing a number of these integrations today. The first one is an integration between SentinelOne and PSA ticketing, allowing you to create tickets from your SentinelOne alerts. We're also releasing, I hear one you over there, we're also releasing an integration from SentinelOne with RMM that allows you to easily manage your SentinelOne endpoints, deploy them, monitor them, and keep them up to date. And finally, we have an integration between SentinelOne and PSA invoicing or agreements to simplify your billing efforts.
Woo!
Finally, right?
Yeah, look, we only had one person raise their hand about billing earlier, so this has got to be important.
Right,
okay.
Right, okay, so now you have both SentinelOne and Bitdefender really well integrated into our ConnectWise ecosystem.
Okay, so no shortage of news here. Thank you, Rafi, so much for bringing all that to us. Tell us briefly, where can people learn more about all the news and all the things that you and the team are working on?
Well, obviously, see us in the Solution Pavilion, but for everybody that wants to have a little more of a conversation about what we've done, please join my breakout session tomorrow at 1:30. We'll have a little bit more time to dive into the security roadmap and the new product releases.
All right, I'm going to be there, so everybody be there to listen to Rafi go in this way more detail. All right, Rafi, I think that's it for right now. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Rafi. All right, for everybody here who have not seen the changes to the vulnerability management, please swing through the booth and check them out. I know a lot of you are here looking forward to the PSA ticketing option. Now you can go see it along with the billing. And speaking of PSA, how about we bring out Mr. PSA himself out on the stage, General Manager of Business Management, Jake Verhees, and VP of Product Management, April Taylor.
All right, thank you, Jeff. It is great to be here. How you doing, IT Nation?
Woo!
All right, I know you've been waiting for this. The business management team has been working very hard on reimagining and modernizing the various business management solutions. Our solutions, as you know, help solve the entire business lifecycle from marketing to sales to quote to cash. And by the way, who's ready for some more live demos?
I am.
All right, let's go. Let's start by using a common example of new client onboarding. All right, so April, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, folks, as you know, this is ConnectWise CPQ.
But before we get going, Jake, do you notice anything different about the CPQ?
Oh gosh, is that dark mode?
It is in dark mode. I thought you'd be excited about that when we released it this year.
And it's available to everyone right now?
It is.
I love it. Thank you so much, April. I'm ecstatic about that fact and the fact that you're going to do live demos again. Yeah. And we like to tempt fate here on the keynote stage. But on that happy note, let's kick off with the client onboarding with the quote. As you know, there are many types of sales opportunities that a sales rep can work through, from onboarding new clients to project work to adding on security offerings. Each type of opportunity has its own unique set of information needed to produce the most accurate quote. It can be challenging to ensure that this happens for each opportunity and then multiply this by the number of sales reps, and it becomes even more worse when you have a non-technical sales rep or a brand new sales rep. So what we've done is we've tackled this problem by building a brand new feature that we're calling guided selling. Guided selling will help guide the sales rep and ensure that the right information is captured each and every single time. Are you ready to take a look?
All right, let's do it. So we're going to pick on one of the templates that you see here, and you can create as many of these templates as you need. And based on those, I will go in and I will quickly pick the answers to these questions. And then based on the answers, it will actually pre-populate some products right onto the quote for me, just like that.
April, you know I love live demos, and that experience is beautiful. All right, so we've also completely reimagined the experience of creating a quote with the brand new quote editor. You can see and modify the quote document while you're building it.
Yep, and that's what you're looking at here is we have the side-by-side view of all the products and information, and then the document on the right-hand side. And what's really great about this is I could actually just simply drag and drop and create the document right from here.
Love it. Woo! We've improved the process for sales reps to get an accurate quote even faster. Now, let's dig into what happens after the client signs the quote. One of the key pain points that I've heard consistently from our partners is about accepting payment upfront, whether it's a single payment or as part of a larger number of payments processed at the same time. It can make the entire process of managing payments where an invoice doesn't exist almost impossible. So that's why Paul McNeil and the payments team solved this by enhancing the WisePay integration to now create a fully restricted down payment invoice that can be applied to a record at a later stage. Now, we already saw that the quote getting created in CPQ, enabling the payment option and collecting 10% as prepayment. Now we can set the quote to order porter. As we walk through and make a payment, we can see the way that WisePay shows the cash discount removal option, simplifying the acceptance of credit cards and offering partners and their customers with the flexibility to pay by either credit card or ACH in supported regions. Once the payment is successfully processed, WisePay will have created the down payment invoice in the PSA showing the fully restricted state of the down payment. The down payment shows up as fully paid as the payment process is already applied. This invoice can now be synced to your accounting package, and once the apply to is set, the down payment will operate in the same way as any other down payment. Now that we have confirmation from CPQ that the quote has been won, we can go about converting our one quote to a one opportunity and complete the conversion process to either a sales order, a project, or a ticket. With a conversion, we can now set the option to restrict down payment, ensuring that the fully restricted down payment can be applied to this project in the PSA. Isn't that amazing? All right, so we've now won the quote and taken the down payment, so we're about to start executing the client onboarding process. All right, so the key areas that we will dig into are procurement and projects. So IT Nation, I would love for you to pay special attention to this section because these are the #1 and #2 features that you've asked us to reimagine, and we have reimagined these solutions on Asio. We're going to start by showing you an existing purchase order, but the client has requested a change, as clients, have tended to do, Jeff, right? This used to be an arduous and manual process, but look at how streamlined we have now made this process. April, please show us what this experience looks like.
Sure. So what you're looking at here is the brand new purchase order screen. And right on that purchase order, I could see all of the products that are part of that. And let's say it's that last one, right? We had 6 laptops. Now we're going to change it to 4. And so right from here, I have the option to create my change order. Simply put in the new quantity and update it. And that'll create a change order record now right in the PSA.
So IT Nation, once again, I want to emphasize this is our brand new projects module updated with a beautiful modern look. What do you think?
Ooh.
Yeah. All right. We got more. We got more.
All right. Next up is projects, right? And so what you're looking at here is the brand new project module. And you can see that there's a number of new visual elements right on the work plan, which makes it so much easier to see what are phases and subphases and tickets all along here. But we also gave the ability to make updates right from the work plan. So for example, if I want to make a change on this one right here, I actually have a new flyout. So I don't have to leave the work plan anymore to make updates and drill down into individual records. So right from here, I can add my dependency and then just go right back to the work plan.
Love it.
Yeah. Also, too, we've done a number of updates. In addition to just the work plan, we've also have a brand new Gantt view where you can see that we brought forth those same visual elements that we saw in the work plan right to here. And it really helps to improve collaboration and communication internally, but also with clients, and lots more to come on the Gantt view. Now, we did actually add something brand new along the way. A lot of feedback we got from you, our partners, was around having a new way to work your projects. And so we're excited that we brought the Kanban view right into the individual projects as well.
Wait, was that a Kanban view?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. I think the IT Nation likes it, April.
I know, that's good. So what you'll see here is all of the tasks that we have to work on, and just like I could work the item right from the work plan, the same thing applies here. So a quick drill in, I can make my updates, do what I need to do, and then with that drag and drop, I could actually move it around and it will change the status of those for me as well, right from here.
Love it. You know, I got to tell you once again, IT Nation, what do you think about what April Taylor showed you? All right. April, I will never tire of saying I love doing live demos on the Keynote stage, so thank you so much for that. We walked through reimaginations from quote to cache. That was quite a lot, but we're not done. Let us take a look at how we've improved the visualization and analysis of your data. Often, you need access to data to make a quick decision or take immediate action to reduce the impact on a client. There are also times when you want to take a look at data over a long period of time. We're so excited to share that we worked on both faster syncs and visualizing longer periods of data, also known as historical data. We have completely reimagined our BrightGauge data sync architecture to enable these faster syncs and show you longer periods of historical data. This year, we released these real-time data sets for ConnectWise PSA Cloud and ConnectWise RMM. You can now visualize 395 days worth of data. Let me reiterate, 395 days worth of data so that you can conduct your year-over-year analysis. ConnectWise PSA for time entries is the first data set that we made available. This will be in early access next week. We're working on adding additional data sets such as agreements. What do you folks think about that? All right. Love it. What I showed you previously is great for when you're looking at a dashboard. But what happens when you're not actively looking at a dashboard and you need to support a customer? This is one of my most favorite features. We're working on something that we refer to as proactive notifications to ensure that you can take action or have ConnectWise kick off the action for you by combining BrightGauge and the Asio workflow engine. Are you ready to take a look? All right. So you can use the data visualized in BrightGauge by combining multiple data points together and defining your action. In this example, we're getting a notification in Microsoft Teams when the number of open critical tickets has exceeded a specific threshold. This capability will be in early access by the end of this year. I am so hyped about this particular feature. How cool is that? All right. Okay. I know I've talked a lot already, but we got some more stuff to go. Here's a quick rundown of the other innovations that the BMS teams have been working on. Let's start with IT Boost. The team has already made available time-based one-time password and time-based password sharing. The Smileback team has built out a beautiful project service solution and an amazing integration with Screen Connect, which is one of the products that all of you absolutely love. And the service leadership team has reimagined Service Leadership Index on top of Asio, and it looks incredible. The PSA team has built another amazing integration with Screen Connect View. And Jeff, you've always been asking for it. When is the Microsoft 365 Contact Sync available? I just wanted to let you know it's available right now.
Awesome. Thank you very much for that. All right, Jake, this is an incredible amount of innovation in such a short span of time. That said, what we really show here is how we go from automation to hyper-automation.
Jeff, you're absolutely right. Asio is the only purpose-built hyper-automation platform for TSPs. The world of generative AI models has opened up a brand new frontier that, as you noted earlier, allows the IT Nation community to take advantage of centralized data and user experience on top of Asio to do some amazing things.
Jake, why is it so important to have that data centralized within Asio to take advantage of AI to its fullest?
Jeff, as you can see, we're not trying to push and pull data, right? I mean, that is so old school. Asio allows the machine learning models to take advantage of the context of the microservice architecture. And the new Asio authorization services discussed earlier make sure that people only have access to the data that they're supposed to have access to, but it allows the centralization in context right on the page. Yesterday during the keynote, we showed a live demo of ConnectWise Sidekick for PSA that was integrated with Microsoft Teams. That was just one small part of what we have created already in Sidekick. You know that there's 76 use cases and more going live. And what I wanted to do was I wanted to request April to show us a little bit more of what ConnectWise Sidekick for PSA can do for us today.
Absolutely. And what you're looking at here is a ticket in PSA, and you'll notice the Sidekick for PSA pod sitting right there. What is really great about this is we have a number of actions that can be taken right from this individual ticket. So first off, let's say we wanted to summarize and get a ticket summary. I think this is really great when this moves between teams, where we don't have to spend as much time reading the entire ticket, where now I can get a quick update of what's going on. I can also add this back as a note right on the ticket as well. Now let's say though that I want to get some recommended solutions. How do we solve this? What should we be doing? And what's going to happen now is going to bring back a number of options for me as well. And so I'll have the option to actually review all of this too and figure out what we need to do there. Lastly too, the last thing I wanted to show was that not only can it do these types of options, it could do email responses, but we also have this and the ability to translate it in a number of languages as well, right off the bat.
Absolutely love it, right? So additionally, Sidekick also provides a capability where it can automatically categorize a ticket, assign it to a specific service board, assign the right priority, categorize it with the right type, the subtype, and the item. Sidekick also enables you to see the sentiment score on the service board so that you can act on tickets that are below a sentiment threshold. Each ticket also has a pod that shows the current sentiment score as well as a graph where you can visualize the sentiment trend based on the last 5 sentiment scores. Yesterday, you saw a demo where we chatted with Sidekick using a cell phone. April, can you please show us what does Sidekick look like on a laptop?
Happy to, and you're looking at it right here. And there's a number of options that we have within the bot within Teams, and you can see them across the board. So we can look at things from tickets to sales to finance, all across, or even just information about companies and contacts. I know we did this one yesterday, but I like it. I think it's really great to see what's going on today. What does my schedule look like? And it's a quick view of all of that right from within here. I can launch and view any of these tickets too. What I also like about it is that it's not only just showing me information, is that I could also take action. When it comes to tickets, let's say, I could go in and make some status updates and things like that along the way.
So wait, so you can make updates to tickets and other artifacts right from within? That's awesome.
And what's also nice too, is that if we go to say sales, and you'll notice this across other areas like finance, is that there's these options for insight. So it's going to look at the data and then give us some insights about what it's finding too. So above and beyond just pulling back a list, which I think is really great. But something that I'm really excited about is the option to actually pull information and help me from the university. So let's say I want to figure out how to amend a quote. It's going to go out and look at the university and bring back information for me. It'll tell me how to do it. It'll also give me links to go learn more.
I think this might be one of my most favorite features, because what Sidekick is doing right now, it's running a semantic search against ConnectWise University, and it is coming back with an answer, not just a set of links, but with an actual answer. That is incredible. How amazing is that, IT Nation? Jeff, the bottom line here is that Sidekick generates massive efficiencies and time savings for the IT Nation and their teams. You can do more with your existing team members, and each team member becomes even more productive because Sidekick takes care of the repetitive tasks that usually consume a lot of time. This enables your team to become even more responsive to your customers' needs and help you drive better customer retention. Employees will love having a Sidekick by their side who can consistently provide helpful, high-quality suggestions that will help them resolve tickets and other artifacts much faster, help them communicate with their clients more effectively, and thereby crush their service targets. This will improve overall employee job satisfaction and will have a positive impact on employee retention. And I just wanted to make one more point. To all my favorite on-premise PSA partners, Sidekick for PSA is for you as well. I just wanted to reiterate that point. So April, thank you so much for doing yet another round of live demos. I so appreciate it. Back to you, Jeff.
All right, impressive stuff. Thank you very much, April. Thank you very much, Jake. Let's give them both a round of hand. Thank you very much. Look, it's never easy to come out here on stage and start to walk through the demos. You never know how it's going to go work. April and Jake did an amazing job, and so much new technology coming out the door. I took the pictures of the Kanban. I'm a huge fan. Okay, so going forward, I want to make sure that we respect how we're bringing reimagination, automation, and AI to the platform. Again, I'm saying again, we're bringing reimagination, automation, and AI to the platform across all of the portfolio. We took you through a lot today. All right, and what I want to do real quick is do a recap. Hyperautomation is at the core and the DNA of every single thing that we're doing across ConnectWise. Asio is the purpose-built platform for TSPs, built from the ground up and not just a wrapper layered on top. You have heard about our new releases on Asio Cloud, Network, and Backup Monitoring, bringing together the fruition of UMM. Updates to the SIM, MDR, and vulnerability management, along with project management, new quote to cash, and of course, your Sidekick. Couple other household things before we start to clear out. Please make sure you jump into the virtual community and engage with the product and engineering teams. We're there. We're going to start being there more and more present. As Jason said yesterday, we want to talk to you and learn from you. Don't forget to sign up for Automation Nation. We're going to bring that back here going into next year. After one session, you will be walking away with a starting point of your automation roadmap. And check out the Jumpstart program that Jason put up, kicking off our ConnectWise RPA and Sidekick. Let's get started today. Make sure you're getting that barcode. Okay, as you can see, IT Nation, we have on this platform to help you realize upwards of 50% profitability improvements. We hope that you really enjoyed everything that you saw today. Stop by the Solution Pavilion and ask tons of questions. Thank you very much, IT Nation. Goodbye. Thank you.